we confirm our estimated DCF target price with a greater than 20% upside potential. We then asked another important question. What are the hindrances to this expected yield of over 20%? In order to ascertain the risk from a holistic perspective, our team analyzed the various risks associated with Jagran Prakashan. The strategic risk, the rise in share of digital media faster than expected, high dependence and exposure to UP and Bihar's print market, increase in newsprint prices, management risk, which we have analyzed using their track record, credibility, payment record and other factors, and increase in turnaround time for the newly acquired Nigeria and Midday could all result in slower than expected growth and profitability, thus impacting our stock price negatively. For financial risk, we have analyzed the forex risk and the interest rate risk due to the presence of the ECB bonds on Jagran's debt portfolio. On the macro front, we found a strong correlation between GDP growth rates and the growth rates of Jagran. At 5% GDP growth rate, our model suggests a growth of 10% for Jagran versus the 6.3 that we used in our analysis. Also, a continuous double-digit inflation could put further pressure on company's profitability. For model risk, we have used the sensitivity analysis to analyze the overall model risk. Our team also performed a Monte Carlo simulation in order to ascertain the impact of all the risks together on the target price. This again we confirm a buy call. We've classified the various risks on the basis of their impact and likelihood as shown in the figure. To sum it up, our team analyzed that there is an investment case for us to be bullish on Jagran Prakashan and the stock is indeed undervalued with limited downside risk. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we, based on intensive research and analysis, are convinced about the upside potential of Jagran Prakashan and hence recommend a buy call on the company with a target price of Rs 112. Thank you for being a patient audience. We are open for questions.
One of the reasons of, I think, you being positive, my second presentation was high localization. So how have you tracked this? I mean, what data can you put forward to justify that this kind of media depends on grows with globalization?
So if you look at the historical growth rates, they were less than 10% in the past, and that was because many of the print media industry had English media companies. Now, when we have assumed our own growth rates for advertisement, we have assumed a 13.3% increase for the initial 2 years, and after that we have considered a linear decay. So that means we have encountered the advertisement strength that Jagran, being a Hindi newspaper, has as a localized newspaper.
Also, so when we compare the
my question is, does the company, in public domain, share any information about the advertising revenues that they have got from the region? Say Jagran in, let's say, Uttar Pradesh. So does it share the data of advertisers from Uttar Pradesh who have contributed to that ad revenue vis-a-vis advertisers, say, who are national?
that data Jagran does not compare.
Let's say compare like Hindustan Unilever as a national company. Okay,
Yes.
Hindustan Unilever. So when HUL would give an ad there, and maybe a local, say UP-based company would give an ad. So does it segregate that data and give it to us?
No. In annual report, the revenues are segregated into 9 parts of the advertisement segregation.
So I'm saying, how does one, sort of get some information, localization of advertising and
It's a large.
So even if you look at the management discussions and the conference calls that have happened, even the management recognizes the fact that now education sector is spending lesser on advertisements, and they say that FMCG companies are very sure that if they want to target tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities, they have to go through the regional media. And that is why even the management recognizes that fact, and they say that they are not going towards English national dailies more now, FMCGs, because they are actually targeting the tier 2 and tier 3 cities.